He's at risk of losing one of his sponsorships at Weebix, an Australian cereal brand. Yeah, cereal is marketed to kids too, so
I didn't even make the connection. Good job.
I mean,
Yeah.
One man who is in the league, Josh Giddey. He's in some hot water, man. Oklahoma City guard Josh Giddey is reportedly he's at risk of losing one of his sponsorships at Weebix, an Australian cereal brand. Now he's from Australia. I think this his third year in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are saying that he had sexual relations with an underage girl. I think it all started with the post on social media being leaked out from a girl's like old Snapchat of her saying, "Oh, I just smashed Josh Giddey," with a picture with him in the background with no shirt.
Yeah.
That circulated.
They got mad pictures together.
Oh, really?
Mad pictures together. Yes. With captions that say like, "Yeah, I just smashed Josh Giddey," like, or him like making different TikToks and stuff like that, like talking about when your girl is doing blah 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 blah.
But she wasn't in those TikToks though.
No, she wasn't in the TikToks, but they had multiple pictures together, like they were in a relationship.
And he's 21. And how old is this girl? Do we know?
So the thing that makes this whole situation weird is that they were together a year plus ago. And people are bringing it up now because she was allegedly a junior in high school at the time that they were seeing each other.
Okay.
And like 17 years old, or possibly younger. So that's what I guess the NBA is trying to figure out, what his sponsors are trying to figure out. But when I first saw this about his sponsor, I was like, how is his sponsorship deal the same amount that his NBA contract is?
No,
$40 million.
That happens. People's sneaker deals are worth, hundreds of when they have like their signature shoes.
True.
It's crazy that endorsement money, especially I guess for him.
For cereal?
In Australia, there's only like a handful of Australian, NBA players, so he gets more clout over there.
You're probably right. But yeah, it doesn't look good. But
cereal is marketed to kids too, so
I didn't even make the connection. Good job.
I mean, that's why they got to think. Maybe never mind.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So what? He was 20 and she was 17 or 16. Is that what they're saying? I can't do the math.
That's what they're trying to figure out. That is what they're trying to figure out. I mean, he got asked about the allegations. He just said, "Yeah, I understand the question. No comment."
I don't know.
When his coach was asked about it, he was like, based on the information that we have, he is available to play. He will play. There's no change in status from a basketball standpoint. Still have no comment on anything else.
Damn. I will say, Miles Bridges, he played last night against the Knicks, and every time he touched the ball, he got booed mercilessly.
As he should. He beat that girl up. That was messed up.
And the Knicks beat up the Hornets. But yeah, it was crazy. I was like, damn, yo. But hey, he's back playing. So do you think that he'll get suspended? Because they said the unknown lady, her parents and her aren't cooperating with the investigation from law enforcement. So I'm not sure how that aligns with the NBA. But do you think that he'll be suspended? People have been pretty critical as well, like of the media's response to this. Like, do you think they've been too light on him? And yeah, do you think he'll be punished? Because I don't know. I feel like there's not enough info. I mean, especially, I don't know. Like, I'm not even sure who this woman is.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if I was her family and her, I probably wouldn't want to say nothing either. Because maybe you just don't want to get into the legal stuff of it. Maybe it was completely consensual and she has no interest in pressing charges or being cooperative with the cops. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe they're still talking. I don't know. but her parents probably like, don't mess up that bag now. Wait until you turn 18. Go get him, girl. Slap her on the ass.
This is the underage girl you're talking about, allegedly.
Listen, if she was already doing it, she was already doing it. If she wasn't underage, then I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, either way,
You say you don't see nothing wrong with the little bump and grind, bro?
No, that's not what I'm saying. My whole thing with this is, dude, you're in the NBA. You can fuck whoever you want. Why do you have to go hunting around high school girls? I don't understand that. I just don't.
I don't understand. I need more details on this. I mean, I could understand if they're only a few years apart. I'm not sure the background of this. There's just not enough information.
I mean, either way, he's 21. Either way, yeah, they're only a few years apart, but still, like, find somebody your age that's legal, or that you don't have to like check their ID first to make sure. Like,
we just don't know her age, so it's hard to tell if this was even illegal or where this happened.
Dog, he would not be getting dragged and talking about no comment if we knew for a fact she was legal. Because
we don't know though.
But that's what I'm saying. If she was for a fact legal, they would have come out with the information and just said, no, she was legal. She was this age. We met from this time to this time, and that's it. And this would be done. But they haven't wanted to say shit about it. OKC hasn't said nothing. Everybody's saying like, oh, they knew last year when he was fucking around with her, and they didn't do anything about it. Like, it's nastiness.
Yeah, I'll need more information too, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to get suspended for this. I feel like he would have already been suspended or something would have came out already.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, because God forbid you have Ja Morant with a gun, he gets suspended immediately.
Bro, these are different things, man. Apples and oranges.
Which do you think is worse, somebody having a gun or somebody fucking an underage kid?
Don't ask me that question, man.
No, I'm going to ask you that because you said it's very different. Yeah, it's different, but I don't know. I think one is worse than the other.
Listen, they're doing an investigation. Nothing has been proven. Ja Morant went out of his way to flash a gun.
He did
on Instagram Live after he was already.
He went out of his way to be. But
that would be like this guy getting.
He was on Instagram. He was on Snapchat.
No, this is something that got put out with no context. If he got suspended for doing something like this and then did the same thing again, then that would be comparable. I don't have enough information to say which is worse. That's why I'm saying that they're two totally different situations. But I don't know. People have been critical. You mentioned Dez Bryant getting upset at Malika Andrews.
Mm-hmm. And Dez killed her. He went off. He snapped on her. Because if anybody remembers, Malika Andrews, she went on, and she's had no issues in the past when it comes to talking about Ja Morant, when it comes to Brandon Miller, any of these young men that are put in the spotlight who happen to be black and have possibly negative things happen to them or they are involved in negative situations. But she went like a whole week after this story first broke with Josh Giddey. Didn't say a word. Covered all these different games. Didn't say anything. All over TV. And she had nothing to say. So Dez Bryant, he went after her and he said, you went out of your way to crucify Brandon Miller on draft day over something he didn't even do. Why haven't you said nothing about Josh Giddey? I advise you not to make this a black or white thing. After he kind of made it black or white. But and then after that, he said, your parents really raised you wrong, and just because you went to a private school don't make you better. He definitely went really personal with this. You appeal, and I know you're kind. You just a puppet. I don't know how a former or current NBA player could sit there across from you and look at you with some kind of respect. Well,
I don't understand that. That seems extremely misguided. And as a former Cowboys fan and, a big Dez Bryant fan, man, this is, just more CTE behavior.
Dez has never been afraid to say what he's thinking. But yeah, he was
emotional as fuck. Yeah,
he was a little out of line with this.
I don't even think he'd be thinking, honestly. I just think he'd be reacting, and he's put his foot in his mouth before. I mean, I heard like some of the audio of her addressing this, and it didn't sound like she was saying anything crazy. I'll actually play it. I found it on Twitter.
An improper relationship with an underage girl. In a since deleted post, an anonymous social media user claimed a girl who was seen with Giddey in videos and images, some of which include explicit captions, was a junior in high school at the time. Giddey, who's 21, he declined to comment on Friday, and despite the serious allegations, Giddey is yet to miss a game this season, and Thunder coach Mark Daigneault, he said he will continue to be in the lineup, saying, quote, just with the information we have at this point, that is the decision we've made. It's obviously a league matter at this point, and the ball is in their court on that. Now, a league spokesperson told me this morning that the NBA is still in the process of gathering information, and we will continue to update this story as the news develops.
So like I don't understand what they want her to say at this point. It's kind of ridiculous in my. I feel like people are just very sensitive to her bringing up other things in the past, and I feel like sometimes when they see a black person in the media, they expect them to be maybe a little bit more lenient to black players, and that's why him saying don't make this a black and white thing when he's literally making it a black and white thing just kind of tells you where he's coming from, like an emotional reaction to something where a logical standpoint, she's just doing her job and reading the facts. And I don't feel like I don't feel like there's any difference in how she reported that to anything else. It's not like she totally ignored it.
The thing that I think people first forget is that oftentimes these reporters are reading off of teleprompters. They read whatever their company puts in front of them. So that's one aspect of it. The answer to what you're saying is, this happened. This story first broke Wednesday night of last week, so a full week ago now. ESPN didn't say shit until Monday, and I think that's where people have the issue, because when it's Ja Morant, when it's Brandon Miller, when it's any of these other players, we just saw who got arrested from the Seattle Sonics over last year or something like that, and we immediately found out about it. They reported on it same day or the next day. It was all over the news.
When Sean Kemp got in a shootout.
Yeah, Sean Kemp in a shootout. So those types of things, they seem to report on it very quickly. But for essentially 5 days, ESPN had nothing to say about this Josh Giddey incident. Alleged or anything, they didn't report a single word. So that's weird.
I don't know. I don't think they had the information. I saw things on social media, but until the NBA makes a stance on it, until the reporters actually ask him a question, what do they have to say? Oh, people leaked this picture on social media. No, like you have to, like, Ja Morant posted that stuff himself. The other examples are things that the law was involved in at the time before the news broke. So I feel like it's apples and oranges. Troy,
the law is involved in this too, though.
Now, and that's why they're talking about it. Troy, did you see anything like different in the coverage on this? Are you even aware of it or not really?
No, yeah, I was aware of it. I did see it, like mainly just trending on Twitter. But again, it was holiday weekend. I don't really keep up with the NBA like that. And I understand like a lot of people's criticism against Malika Andrews. She has come at like black players in ways that you're kind of like, okay, that wasn't really necessary, even though I know that's a whole other issue. But in this one, I mean, what do you expect her to really say without having all the facts and information? Like, I'm kind of taking it easy until we know what the heck is going on.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a sensible way to approach this. And also, this is Josh Giddey. Like, he's not fucking the face of the league. Like, no one's talking about this guy on every day. Like, come on. He's not on commercials in the United States like that. Like, he's not a known guy. I don't think that means
you get a pass.
He's not getting a pass. He's not going to be the top coverage just because social media is covering it, is what I'm saying. So it's not like they totally ignored it. We'll wait to get more details. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.